Hi guys, this is Kazart, bringing another audio commentary, and boy, I've been away for some time, but what a game to come back to. July versus Flash in the OSL, the opening match of the OSL, Group A. This is huge. This is being played on a new map, Return of the King, and I think that the name of the map here is almost prophetic. It's almost predictive. Because Flash obviously wants to make his return to the top of the pro gaming scene and start dominating against a player like July would be ideal for him, because after all it has been a Zerg player in the name of Jaedong who has been largely Flash's undoing and has usurped Flash at the top of the ladder. On the other hand, July, the Samurai Master Warrior, is also trying to make a return to the top. He's already claimed the last OSL Championship. He's going to be looking to defend his OSL Championship successfully and lay claim on the Diamond Mouse. And really show that he is a legend beyond all other StarCraft legends, all other Brood War legends. This is going to be interesting. This is an interesting map, Return of the King. You've got hidden island expansions within each player's main that make it a very interesting map. On the one hand, you would feel that would favor players who are more likely to get drop technology, and probably not favor the Terran players much, because especially against Zerg, dropships are not that standard, and you would probably feel that the Terran player might be forced into getting them in order to take advantage of that island expansion, not fall behind in terms of the economy. But on the other hand, you've got this island expansion, this island center in the middle, which is raised, and you've got these valleys surrounding the players' mains, which again we'll have to watch a few games in action to see if they're siegeable or not, and that will change a lot. That will change the gameplay a lot of this map. So it's really hard to talk about balance on this map. We'll have to see a few games and see how they go before we realize how balanced or not it is. One thing that actually Moletrap mentioned to me and wanted me to mention before I did this commentary was that July purposefully picked Flash for this game, for this round, because he announced when he won the OSL the last time that he wanted to pick the strongest Terran player in his group to play first. So this is really a statement from intent from July. He really wants... I don't think he's happy about the fact that Jaedong is considered to be the primary Zerg player right now. I don't think July is too happy about that. Looks like July is going to take his expansion straight away. So July just sending out his drone, taking down his natural expo. Meanwhile, Flash scouting early enough with that SCV, trying to find his opponent, trying to see what he's looking to do. We need to see that racks go down for Flash. I'm not sure if Flash is going to try anything, if he's going to try and put some pressure on July early on. It'll be interesting to see that. A lot of you guys have been wondering where I've been. I know I did give a notice that I would... I did say that I would try to give you guys notice if I had an extended hiatus. Unfortunately, it wasn't a planned extended hiatus. What happened was, as I'm sure you all are aware, meanwhile July with spawning pool and extractor going down, as I'm sure all of you are aware, the world economy is in a crisis. Banks are going down, financial institutions are closing down, and people are having to tighten their belts. Well, I was called up by the American and British governments to lead a joint task force on the issue and try and fix the world's financial problems. Obviously, the fact that I was unsuccessful is apparent by the evidence before your eyes in the state of the world's financial affairs right now. Flash just finding July's base. By the way, July is at the 1 o'clock position playing Zerg in yellow, Flash at purple at the 5 o'clock position, obviously playing Terran. July's spawning pool just now coming up, but Flash has gotten that scouting, got that scouting information. He's going to be aware. Immediately starting up his command center. He's seen that July's gone for the 12 hatchery build. He doesn't want to get... he doesn't want to fall behind in his economy. I still do feel that those island expansions are going to be key, because they're going to be expansions that are easy to protect, easier to take, and it's just going to be a question of, I think the longer the game goes on in that respect, it could become very difficult for the Terran player. The other factor about these island expansions I find is that because they're in the player's main, they're so much easier to defend. And again, maybe that favors the Terran player more, because Terrans are so strong at defending once they get that dropship technology. July taking to lair in his natural expo. Flash cleverly has scouted that with the SCV. He didn't get his Zerglings out in time to didn't get his Zerglings out in time to block that SCV and keep within the main, stop it from seeing what he's doing. So Flash doing a good job so far, seeming to play a lot sharper right now than he has been playing in the past, in recent times where he has really been struggling. But yeah, so I was called up to head the task force. Unfortunately, the politicians that were involved are a bunch of idiots and irritating bureaucrats, and I just could not work with them. So unfortunately, my inability to work with a group of imbeciles has resulted in the current financial crisis of the world, and I am sorry about that, guys. On a more serious note, there's been a lot of stuff going on, personal, business-wise, some of which hopefully you guys will get to hear about in the coming weeks and months, and it'll be very exciting. It'll hopefully be an exciting time for all of you guys. And the StarCraft community as a whole. I can't really say anything more than that. But and also I've had some personal issues. I was hoping to come back and commentate sooner, but I've been having a bad throat for the last whatever days, a couple of weeks, which has prevented me. And it's still not back to normal, but I'm taking the risk anyway, because well, July versus Flash. What more needs to be said? July, meanwhile, has got a decent group of Zerglings out. Flash has got his bunker up. He's also got his academy up now. So July, with a small number of Zerglings, is just going to be able to delay Flash a little bit, just keep him on the back foot. He's now putting up his Spire in his main. He's obviously gotten rid of Flash's SCV. It looks like July is now taking that Expo to the west of his main at the 12:30 a.m. position. Meanwhile, Flash starting up another 2 barracks. Sorry, July taking the Expo at the 12:30 a.m. position. July has his natural Expo. It's interesting enough, not a single sunken out yet for July. Flash has got Flash still though hasn't got his second and third racks up. Obviously, July is aware of the fact that Flash has put that command center down, and so he's playing it smart. A lesser Zerg player might have invested some in something. July managed to see a couple of Zerglings around the corner. He's going to try and sneak them around and try and maybe do some harassment. I think July was actually going to try and get those Zerglings through and get up the ramp, but unfortunately Flash blocked him off. So July content to just harass Flash's economy a little bit. Flash doing a good job of bunching up those SCVs. I'm really excited for this new StarCraft season and incredibly excited to see what kind of games this map will produce. It does look like a Maverick map. It does look like it will produce some interesting StarCraft. I'm not so sure about the other game, Plasma. Flash doing a great job of microing there, not allowing July. Both players actually just keeping it together. We know July is legendary for his micro, but both players doing a good job there of trying to. July obviously keeping his 3 Zerglings alive in Flash's natural expo for quite some time. Flash meanwhile getting the engineering bay up. I think he's got the scan off. He's seen the Spire. Spire is up. Now the question is whether Flash can get that engineering bay finished and get those turrets up in time. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to. The engineering bay is still not out. Flash is going to be a little bit of trouble here because the second and third barracks have only just gone up. He's brought his medic and marine group back to try and thwart those Mutalisks. This is all going to come down to timing. If July can get here, Flash has got his medic and marine positioned perfectly because he knows he's vulnerable right now until he can get some turrets up. July though, he's going to run right into those medic and marines. Careless by July. He hadn't got those Mutalisks bunched up. He still has a window of opportunity here to do some damage to Flash's economy. July managed to pick off a single marine, still taking some damage to his Mutalisks. So Flash doing a good job of defending. Now that engineering bay is up and Flash is going to be able to get those defensive turrets up and set up a defensive cordon. Flash has built his base excellently though. He's built it with this exactly with July's Mutalisk micro in mind and July's Mutalisk play in mind. He's built it with that in mind, with an anticipation of the fact that he's going to come under heavy aerial fire, and there so far, therefore, July hasn't really been able to sneak past and do any damage. Flash really defending excellently against July. July coming in now from the rear at Flash's natural expo. He's going to try and take that turret down. Flash immediately repairing it with SCVs. I have to say, just Flash's sharpness in this game. He's just responding instantly to every single thing that July is doing. July